Page 22. Four-stroke gasoline engine. Four-stroke gasoline engine can be classified by the basic structural components of the engine as follows. Basic four-stroke gasoline engine. 1. Cylinder block with cylinder and crankshaft block are the main structural parts for holding other parts of the engine. 2. Piston and cranking mechanism consist of a piston, connecting rod, crankshaft, and flywheel, which are movable parts of the engine that receive pressure from combustion in a cylinder and then forces the piston down and then pushes the connecting rod to act on the crankshaft rod and make the crankshaft rotate to distribute rotational force to move the car. 3. Cylinder head is the cover of a cylinder that creates a combustion room in the engine and compresses the volume in the cylinder. Page 23. 4. Valve mechanism is the mechanism that controls the operation of the engine. It consists of the camshaft, valve tappet guide, valve tappet rod, rocker, valve spring, and valve. Other parts of an engine, such as the carburetor, ignition system, water pump, alternator, starter motor, oil engine pump, etc., are parts of each engine depending on each different application. Spark plug, intake valves, exhaust valves, cylinder head, combustion chamber, piston, cylinder. Cycles of four-stroke gasoline engine. In each cycle of the engine, the steps of the engine are intake, compression, power, and exhaust depending on the movement of the piston as follows. Intake. Intake valve, open. Exhaust valve, closed. Gas-air mixture from carburetor, connecting rod, crankshaft. Compression. Both valves closed. Cylinder, piston. Ignition. Both valves closed. Spark plug, firing. Expansion, power stroke. Both valves closed. Rings. Exhaust. Exhaust valves open. Two exhaust pipe. Page 24. 1. Suction stroke. When starting work on the piston stroke from the top dead center position, the intake valve is opened to allow air-fuel mixture to flow into the cylinder until the piston is fully down to the bottom, or bottom dead center. 2. Compression stroke. When the piston moves up to the top dead center position, again, the intake valve and exhaust valves are closed and make the air-fuel mixture in the cylinder compressed to a smaller volume of 10 to 13% of the earlier volume, and the temperature is increased until ready to be ignited. 3. Working stroke or power stroke. When the air-fuel mixture in the combustion chamber ignites, the explosion will drive the piston down drastically and the engine now has power. The distributor sends sparking power to the spark plugs. Beneath this air filter is the carburetor, for which mixes air and petrol into a mixture that will burn. The fuel burns in the cylinders. The force pushes the pistons down. Cylinders fire at different times. Pistons slide quickly up and down to turn the crankshaft. The big end of the connecting rod, which joins the piston to the crankshaft, swings round and round like a foot on a bike pedal. The crankshaft sends turning power to the wheels by way of the gearbox, propeller shaft, final drive, and axles. 4. Exhaust stroke. As the piston moves down to the end and moves back, the exhaust valve opens to vent the exhaust gas and closes again when the pistons move back up to the highest position. The intake valves are ready to open when the piston moves down from the top again to allow the air-fuel mixture to flow in. A four-stroke engine has to deal with the air-fuel mixture and separate exhaust gas step by step that causes the maximum efficiency of the air-fuel mixture, charge and minimum exhaust, and significantly reduce the loss of fuel.